Work and Wander: How Canada's Remote Work Boom is Changing Travel. Imagine sipping your morning coffee while watching the sunrise over the Rocky Mountains, answering emails from a cozy cabin in Banff, and then hitting the slopes by lunchtime. This isn't a fantasy vacation, it's the new reality for thousands of Canadian remote workers who are redefining what it means to travel. The pandemic didn't just change where we work, it revolutionized where we can live, explore, and experience life. Today, we're diving into how Canada's remote work revolution is transforming the entire travel industry, creating new opportunities and reshaping communities from coast to coast. The remote work revolution. Let's talk about something that's changing Canada in ways we never imagined. Remote work isn't new, but what happened over the past few years turned it from a rare perk into a mainstream lifestyle. Before 2020, only about 7% of Canadian workers regularly worked from home. Today, that number has jumped to nearly 40%. And here's the exciting part: this shift is completely transforming how Canadians travel. Think about traditional vacation time. You'd save up your days off, plan everything months in advance, rush through destinations in a week or two, and then return to your desk. But remote work has thrown that old model out the window. Now people are asking, why can't I work from anywhere? And increasingly the answer is, you absolutely can. The rise of the digital nomad. Meet the Canadian digital nomad. These aren't just young backpackers anymore. They're accountants working from Montreal cafes, software developers coding from Vancouver Island cottages, and marketing managers joining Zoom calls from Toronto Lakeshore apartments, all while being hundreds or thousands of kilometers from their company's headquarters. Statistics Canada reported a massive surge in what they call workations, trips that blend work with leisure. Canadians are extending weekend getaways into month-long stays. They're spending summers in cottage country while maintaining their city jobs. They're exploring the Maritimes, the prairies, and the north in ways that were simply impossible when they were chained to office desks. How travel is transforming. This shift is creating fascinating changes in the travel industry. Hotels and resorts across Canada are adapting fast. Many now offer work-from-anywhere packages with high-speed internet, dedicated desk spaces, and flexible check-in times. Some boutique hotels in places like Quebec City and Victoria have converted rooms into mini offices with ergonomic chairs, multiple monitors, and soundproofing. Vacation rentals are booming in unexpected ways. Property owners in smaller towns are marketing their spaces specifically to remote workers. A cabin in Muskoka isn't just for summer weekends anymore, it's a month-long workspace with a view. An apartment in Halifax becomes a base for exploring Atlantic Canada while keeping your Toronto job. The travel patterns are different too. Instead of peak summer crowds, destinations are seeing steady traffic year-round. People travel during off-peak times when prices are lower and attractions are less crowded. They're staying longer, spending more in local communities, and really getting to know places instead of just checking them off a list. Economic impact on Canadian communities. Small Canadian towns and rural areas are experiencing unexpected economic revivals. Places that relied heavily on brief tourist seasons are now hosting longer-term visitors. These remote workers eat at local restaurants regularly, shop at local stores, use local services, and contribute to the community in ways traditional tourists never could. Take communities in the Okanagan Valley or the Eastern Townships. They're seeing young professionals move in for months at a time, enrolling kids in local schools temporarily, and genuinely integrating into community life. Coffee shops are staying open later because they've become de facto co-working spaces. Local businesses are thriving with this stable, extended customer base. The challenges and considerations. Of course, it's not all perfect. This boom has created challenges too. Some popular destinations are facing housing shortages as short-term rentals multiply. Internet infrastructure in remote areas struggles to keep up with demand. Questions about work-life balance arise when your vacation spot becomes your office. There are also tax implications and employment law considerations. If you're working from British Columbia while employed by an Ontario company, things can get complicated. Companies are still figuring out policies around permanent remote work, travel allowances, and workspace requirements. Looking to the future. Despite these challenges, the trend shows no signs of slowing down. Forward-thinking Canadian companies are embracing this flexibility as a competitive advantage in attracting talent. Destinations are investing in digital infrastructure to welcome this new type of traveler. We're witnessing the birth of a new travel culture, one where work and wandering aren't opposites but complementary parts of a balanced, fulfilling lifestyle. Canada, with its vast landscapes, diverse cities, and reliable infrastructure, is perfectly positioned to lead this revolution. The remote work boom isn't just changing travel, it's redefining our relationship with place, work, and life itself. As Canadians discover they can work from anywhere, they're choosing to work from everywhere, and that's creating opportunities we're only beginning to understand. The question isn't whether this trend will continue, but how we'll adapt and make the most of this incredible new freedom. So whether you're considering your first workation or you're a seasoned digital nomad, one thing is clear: the way Canadians work and wander has changed forever, and that's something worth celebrating.